So y'all saw the title of that one. That's the new show that we're going to be doing right now. We're going to do the first episode right now. We're going to talk about Australia is what we're going to be talking about. Now, everybody knows that literally Australia is pretty much a fireball right now. And I feel bad for the people that live in that country, but we also discovered the real reason why this has happened. And it's not the big, beautiful climate change that everybody was screaming about at all. Now, I'm going to direct you to a video to watch. I want you to look up Paul Joseph Watson, okay? Find the video where it says the truth about the Australian fires, and then you'll be able to see and understand what's actually going on here, all right? Now, while everybody's complaining about climate control and Greta Thunberg is like, how dare you, like she's some retard. Oh, wait, I can't say that because she is a retard. I'll be nice. No, I won't. Not at all. I'm not going to be nice on any of the things that I do, whether anyone likes it or not. But we're going to talk about right now the situation down there. Come to find out, it's actually a lot worse than we thought. Everybody was like, climate control this, climate control that, climate control this. Come to find out, the actual reality behind most of the bushfires that are happening in Australia right now and all the dead animals that you guys are so not caring about. You know what I mean? Because all you care about is climate control. Now, every news force across the country of Australia is promoting green climate change, this, that, the other thing. Now, not actually telling the true story. Now, the true story behind the situation in Australia was that, and you guys can disagree with me all you want when it comes to that, you know, because I'm really sick and tired of hearing anything about climate change, which does not exist. You know, it's like 0 degrees out right now. It's not warm. So, obviously, there's no climate change going on here. Because there's nothing really going on here. You go out there right now, it's 0 degrees. I have my heat on 75. All right, that's how cold it is out there. So yeah, and it's winter, so it kind of makes sense. I guess there's no climate control issue after that. But what we're going to talk about is how these fires originally started. Most of these fires were actually arson. All right, there has been 335 people that were arrested on charges of arson that have started the fires. So all the fires that you guys have been blaming on climate change has actually been started by careless people, is what happened with that. That's where that came from. That's why Australia is burning like that. Okay? It's burning like that because people were starting fires. And then here's the other, another contributing factor to that a couple of years ago. Australia being there so progressive, you know, the Thunbergy, they decided that underburning would be outlawed. Now here's the thing. Anybody, you guys, you climate control activists don't know what the fuck underburn is because you guys are retarded. Because you think that a dead tree actually matters in real life, like dead wood actually matters in life. Meanwhile, you sit in front of a campfire with your friends and bitch about climate. You know, but here's what happens with an underburn. And farms and everything used to do this all the time. They even happened in the United States. This is a long time ago. California was one of the states that did this. But since then, obviously, California, same thing. You're not allowed to underburn anymore. One of the main reasons why these fires are so big in California is because the government will not allow people to take down the dead trees that cause it. What the hell is that?
It's vacuum.
Oh, so because of this situation, we can compare California and Australia under the same kind of rules. Underburning in Australia was done. What they would do is they would take a fire. They would start a fire on the underbrush of stuff. What that would do is it would burn out all the dry stuff. The reason why they would burn it, it's a controlled situation. A controlled fire, it's very easy to do. You set the fire underneath the grass, and it goes under and gets rid of all the dead stuff that's underneath, not destroying the grass. All right? The reason why that's done is all the dry stuff is burnt away, so when the summer comes, when a fire starts, it don't spread as wild as it is right now in Australia. Now, anybody saw the satellite pictures of what Australia looks like? It literally looks like one of the rings of hell right now. California looks the same. Now, these are literally progressive climate control activists, governments that are causing this. This is the kind of stuff you will not see on the mainstream media, hence the reason why it's named what it is. On the mainstream media, you're not going to see the true story of why the Australia fires started. What they're going to do is they're going to bombard you all day with dead animals and tell you this is all climate change. And because your kids' fathers have been in Iraq for so goddamn long, they don't know what the difference between reality and truth is. But here, what's happening is there's actually arson going on in Australia. These are climate activists that have started fires to try and prove a point for climate. All right? Why would you want to try and prove your bogus shotgun hole argument of climate control and then burn stuff to say it's climate control when it's already been proven? 357 people, like I said, in Australia were arrested for starting fires in Australia across the entire country. And that's only one part of Australia. There has been over 8,000 arson cases in Australia last year alone. The reason why that happened is because these people are trying to blame, the progressive governments are trying to blame this on climate control, which doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. So here's what you people need to understand. There's no issues with the climate. I don't know, because I've looked at the Arctic and all the icebergs lately. They seem to be getting bigger and bigger. It's kind of funny how you guys say they're melting. Sea levels have risen, supposedly, when science has actually proved that the icebergs have actually gotten bigger. You know what that means. For those who are short-sighted and don't understand that reality, that's called climate. There's no climate change because they're still freezing. Then you're going to hit the argument with me, like always, like everybody says all the time, the argument with, but there's some melting. Well, yeah, ice is going to melt when it's in the sun, dumb fucks. I mean, how stupid can you be? You obviously know that the sun is going to melt ice. But it's awful funny how the icebergs just keep getting bigger, and you guys are claiming that there's a climate issue. And this is why I say this, because I appeal this to Australia. Underburning has been outlawed by Australian government, which means these farmers and these people cannot actually underburn the dry stuff, so there's no huge forest fires when the summer comes up. Because here's the thing, the underburning is done during the winter. That's when it's done. All it's burnt out, all the dry stuff underneath is burnt out. So when the summer comes up, if a fire starts, they can put it out and it won't lose control of it. California had this same situation when it came to laws with this stuff. But like I said, you're not going to see any of this in the mainstream media. You're not going to see the reality that little fucking pieces of shit in Australia actually set these fires to blame it on climate. You guys want to sit here and praise a retarded girl named Thunberg all day long. You're actually appeasing her handlers. She doesn't give a fuck what you guys do. Her handlers, George Soros, is responsible for everything she's doing. Same thing with the gun control shit. Same thing. Same guy. It's all George Soros, all of it. But nobody will put that guy to rest where he belongs. That's what I would call a criminal, changing governments around because he thinks that socialism is the best thing in the world. And California has had major fires in the past year too, and that's because underburning has also been outlawed in California. And then California inflicted more damage on that by saying you are no longer allowed to take down dead trees. See, here's what we did in Dighton when it came to fires. Every year, the fire department would go out in the woods, and they still do, even to this day, because Dighton doesn't care what liberals think. They would go into the woods, and they would cut down all the dead trees. They would bring them into one big area and burn them, get rid of them. The reason why that happened is so if somebody dropped a match or something in the woods, the entire forest wouldn't catch on fire. That's why. California's big, huge fires that you guys oh so cry about. Meanwhile, it's only affecting mansions. Who gives a fuck? They can buy a new mansion. Meanwhile, it's only affecting pretty much mansions and some communities, but mainly it's destroying mansions in Hollywood Hills. Who the fuck cares? They're stars. They're not important. They don't need a 70-bedroom house or a 900-bathroom house. They don't need that. Nobody needs that. Most of the forest fires that are happening in California are situated around the mansions. I don't care about the mansions. I don't. Do I look like I live in a mansion? Nope. I live in a decent little apartment because you know what? I don't have the kind of money these fucking idiots have to do this stuff. And it's just ridiculous that laws will be made to stop you from cutting down dead trees and getting rid of them, so forest fires are therefore prevented. And then again in Australia, you are forbidden to underburn to get rid of dry stuff, so there's no forest fires. And you guys sit there all day long and blame it on climate. You blame it on climate change. Yeah, that's right. People in Australia have been lighting those fires. Blame it on climate change. Every news outlet across Australia right now is reporting it as climate change, when the actual story is some people actually started the fire. And California blames their fires on climate as well. It's not climate. It's because your local government won't allow anyone to take down the dead trees that cause forest fires because it's mean to do to the climate. They're dead trees. You're not going to grow back a completely dead tree. Trees die just like humans do. Certain bits and particles of grass and sticks and stuff die like a normal human being does for new stuff to grow. Your forests look like shit, California, now because you won't let people take down dead trees so new ones can grow back. That's why both California and Australia right now look like a motherfucking fireball. That's why. And that's the real news that you were not paying attention to. What you were paying attention to was climate control, climate control, climate control, Greta Thunberg, retard Thunberg. That's what you were paying attention to. The whole time, the real story has been printed and written online that you find out that all the fires in Australia are started by arsonists. And all the fires in California are started because the government won't allow you to get rid of dead trees. There's your governments. That's your progressive government. That's your Green New Deal. And fucking joy. Catch you guys next time.